Good morning, all of you. Fine then. Let us continue. Okay. Last time we discussed the concept of static, but still there are certain confusions in the case of static. Let's discuss it today once again. Have a revision for it. Okay. First and foremost thing. First and foremost thing. Variables or members, data members, and functions can be made static. One. The first thing. Static कोने बनावी शकाय. So data members can also be static. Functions can also be static. One thing. Secondly, sir, which variable we should make it static? The answer to that question is the variable which is common for all objects. Like say for example, if I give you an example, rate of interest of fixed deposit. Rate of interest of fixed deposit is fixed for all the customers. That rate of interest needs to be made static. Same way, if I take another example of student class, can I say semester of all the students are same, that is third, common for all? That you can make it static. So you have to think what is common for all objects is to be made static. Is it fine? Do you agree with this concept? Okay. But if I say rate of interest for home loan is different for all, or maybe to some group of customers it is same, for some group of customers let it be, but it is different. Somewhere you can say it is different for all customers. So at that case it should not be made static. Same way, your name cannot be made as static. Student name cannot be static because it is different for all the objects, all the students. Fine? Yes. It is not constant. There is difference between static and constant. If my variable is static, that doesn't mean it is constant. I cannot change the value. Like say for example, a fixed deposit rate of interest, it is changing every time. So we can change the value of that static variable for sure. Sorry? Yes. Now if you change it, it is now changed for all objects. It's fine. But it is not constant, like what we say pi is 3.14. So pi 3.14 is constant, we cannot change it. But static variable value you can change at any point of time wherever required. Like say for example, RBI has announced the rate of interest are now from 4.9%, it should be now 5.5%. You can change it. Same way bank announces that now from now onwards for senior citizen account we are going to give rate of interest to be let's say 6%. That can be changed. So you have to first of all think that what if the value is common for all objects, then at that time you should make it static. Otherwise don't make it static. Fine. Okay. Now with respect to syntax, if I want to make a variable static, then simply I need to add a keyword static before the variable name. Is it fine? One thing. Second thing, this was about variable. Now, if I am making any variable to be static, then for sure that variable is to be declared outside the class. That means two-time declaration you need to do. One is within the class as static, and second is outside the class, like this way. Data type, class name, double colon, and the variable name. And if you want to initialize some value, then you should initialize it at this place. Initialization cannot be done within the class. Is it fine? Should I move further? Okay then. Okay. Now coming to static functions. Now static functions. If I write keyword static, before the name of the function, that is before the definition of the function. So that function becomes static. So now what is the use of this? Basically, just write down, all of you write down, properties of static function. Write down, properties of static function. Number one, static functions can access static members only. Static functions can access static members only. Number two, static functions can access non-static data members. Static functions can access non-static data members using object only. Sir, we don't understand by this second point. Somewhere we understand by the first point. What is the first point? Static function can access static members only. Just check it out. Code. Is code static? Is code declared static? Code. When code is declared integer code, is it static? No. That means this code cannot be accessed directly in the class, in the function. Static function. Then how we can access it? See, this code was directly accessed over here. See the difference. Why it was directly accessed? Because the show code function was non-static. जो show code में अगर मैं कहीं static लिखूँ चाहिए, that's why I was able to access the code directly over here. But see this, show count जे छे, it is static. So show count जे छे, ई code ने directly access आ रीते करी ना शके. आ रीते access ना करी शके. तो શું કરવું પડે? You need to make an object of the class. So if you write like this, test P, object of the class, and then you write P dot code is correct. Otherwise it was wrong. Now this is your second point. Read the second point. Static functions can access the non-static members using object of the class. Fine. This I have not taught you yesterday. Now is it fine? Should I move further? This what you are saying? Okay. It is a normal variable declaration. See, it is a normal variable declaration like this. In count, normal variable. But this count is of which class? Test class. So I need to mention test class. I move further.
Sir?
Yes. I am.
Sir, screen is not visible.
Oh, sorry. Extremely sorry. So now I hope my screen is visible. Yes or no?
Sir.
Okay. Sorry for this. Let me repeat my point again. पहले बोल दिया करो कि सर आपकी स्क्रीन विजिबल नहीं है. चैट में लिखोगे तो मुझे नहीं दिखेगा. Okay. Extremely sorry. Now, in case of show count, What is the type of the show count function? Online people has to answer. Hello.
Static.
What is the type of show count? Static. So can I access code within the static function? Sorry. Can I access code within the static function? No, because code is non-static. Is it fine? Online people, is it fine?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now what I mean to say is, if I want to access this code over here, then I need to make object of this class, and then and only then I can access this code using object of the class. Otherwise, I cannot. Still, we will be having certain examples. Don't worry, we'll be discussing in our further examples also that how static is going to work. With some real-time example also, I'll discuss it. Okay. Any doubts to this? Should I move further?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Any doubts online?
No, sir.
Okay. Should I move further? Okay then. Give the heading. Write down. હવે ક્લાસમાં બધાનું લખાવીશ. Write down. Give the heading. Array of objects. Heading is array of objects. Do you remember this program? Do you remember this program? Yes or no? Or old and familiar program? Hello. Just have a look at it once again, huh? Because today you are going to write a program by yourself. This is till now what I have written. Okay, so box class, members, functions, function definitions. Okay. Is it fine? Yes or no? But in this program, in this example, what is box B1? Object. Yes or no? I have not told you one thing. What is B1? Do you agree with this? It is object. Is it object? Okay. What is B2? Object. Absolutely true. Today I am saying one thing, that B1 and B2 are not objects. They are reference to the objects. Suppose myself is Hardik. Just imagine that you don't have the concept of naming. आप मुझे कैसे बुलाओगे? अगर मेरा नाम ही नहीं है तो how you would be calling it to me? But does that mean, my main point is, if I do not have name, that does that mean कि मैं हूं ही नहीं? I am object standing in front of you, but my name is not given. All of you, please listen it very carefully. Online people also. Say for example, Raj is there in the class. I want to call that student. How I would be calling? I want to call that student. How I would be calling? Generally, what we do? By calling the name. That means, Raj, please come to my cabin. Do you understand that part? But if I say that person doesn't have the name, does that mean that he is not there? No, he is there. So what is Raj? Reference of object. Actually, that person is an object, but to call that object, I am calling Raj. Same way, into the memory, we are doing allocation for LBH. A block of memory is allocated. To call that block of memory, we are saying it that it is B1. Do you agree to my point? What is B1? Reference to the object. Actual object is memory allocated. We are not allocating memory for B1 actually. Actually, we are allocating memory for the members of the object, that is length, breadth and height. If you recall my yesterday's Excel file. Okay, let me show you that also. I hope my screen is visible to everyone. So, say for example, I say B1, LBH. Actual memory is allocated for LBH and not B1. Actually, B1 is pointing to this LBH. Are you getting my point? To call this addresses of memory, I am saying that B1, I want L of B1. Yes. ये ऑब्जेक्ट जो सिलेक्टेड दिख रहा है वो ऑब्जेक्ट है. हाँ, ऑब्जेक्ट की प्रॉपर्टी, collectively it is object. That's what I wanted to clarify. Collectively it is an object having various properties. You are object. You are object. You are having your properties, your name, address, phone number, email, blood group, gender. They are your properties. But you are complete object. A complete object having your properties. No. Name is actually a property. But to call you, what's your name? Abdeli. To call you, what I say, Abdeli, please come. So actually, Abdeli is a reference to the object. Actually, Abdeli is you. Okay, that is fine. जैसे कैसे घर पे नाम लिखा होता है हमारे घर पे किसी को, we do have the system that on the house we write the name of the house. Okay, but if I remove the name, say for example I rub it out, does that mean my house is not there? Understood now? Got the point? So memory location which we are allocating is actually object. So this is what is actually object. B1 is not object. B1 is actually pointing to this object. You got my point? If yes, then and only then I'll be moving further. Huh? Of course. It's very true. Otherwise, how we can say object? Collectively, all the members of the class will be object. That's what I said. You are having your property. So all the members, so you are now object, having all the properties. Do you agree? So what is B1 now? What is B1 now? Actually, B1 is not object. It is reference to the object. See, I changed your definition now. Similarly, if I say B2, same way what we are doing it for this. What is B2? Now you will say, what is B2? Reference to the object. Is it fine? But this is what is a technical term. A technical વસ્તુ હતી જે મેં તમને સમજાવી. Internally આવું હોય છે. બરાબર છે? Internally આવું હોય છે. બરાબર છે? Now if I move still further in our further discussions of our subject, હું generally એમ જ કહીશ કે B1 object છે. B2 object છે. આપણે એમ જ બોલશું. But actually B1 object ના કહેવાય. B1 is pointing to that object. Is it fine? Everyone, online people, did you get the point?
Yes, sir.
Online people, so what is B1 now?
Reference to the object.
Okay, perfect. Is it fine? Should I move further? Okay then. Now, talking of area of objects. Area of objects. Don't you think if right now there are only 2 boxes, if I say I am having 10 boxes, then don't you think I need to copy paste it? Array of objects. Don't you think I need to copy paste it every time? So what we should do? Array. The same group, same type, objects of the same type. So how to declare an array? In C, how you write it? Integer a of 5. Same way, b of 5. Is it fine? Is it fine? I am modifying this program. I think now I need not to make you understand what I am doing. Is it fine? But what should I write over here? B1? B of I. Is it fine? Same way, what over here? B of I. B of I. Simple. That's it. This is array of objects. This is your array of objects. Nothing new in this. Okay. But for the sake of time being, I am taking value to be 3 because I am very much lazy in entering the data. Okay. 3 objects, 3 boxes. Let us run it. Details of box 1. Let's say 1, 2, 3. Details of box 2. Let's say 10, 20, 30. You agree with this? Details of box 3. Let's say 10, 10, and 10. Simple. Suppose now if I ask you to write a program for having students, 60 objects of students, can you write the program? Is it fine? Any doubts with this? Please note down this void main only. Heading like you have written the heading. Array of objects. Okay, don't write this class because we are not doing any change in the class. Just void main is changing. Write down this void main only. Completed. Okay, fine. Give the next heading. Passing object as an argument to the function. Passing object as an argument to the function. Okay, now before moving to this, now I will not go for this program. We want to write a fresh new program. Okay, for another example. Write down the definition of a program. To understand this concept, write down the question, write down the definition. Write a C++ program. Write a C++ program to create class complex. To create class complex with real and imaginary as data members and get data just write like this. Get data like this function. Get data function, comma, put data function, and add function and add function. Can you repeat the definition? Get data, put data, and add function. Add as data as member functions. As member functions. Likewise, as member function. Okay. Now my point to you people is, can you write the class? Can you write the class by yourself? What is the name of the class? Complex. So start writing hash include iostream.h. Hash include iostream.h. And will be starting your class. What will be the name of the class? Complex. So class complex. What are the members of the class? Real and imaginary. What will be its type? Data type? Integer. As of now, we are keeping it to be integer. Integer real and integer imaginary. I'm writing in short, IMG, imaginary. Have I mentioned the section? Have I mentioned section over here before writing this? No, that means it belongs to private. Default is private. Okay, I want to keep it private, so I'm not writing the section name. Okay, then in public section, I am writing the function. Which are the functions I have asked? Get data, put data, and add. So void get data means to get the data from the user. Then void put data. Again, why we need put data? Put data is used for printing. Okay. Don't write add right now. Now you stop. You don't write right now. Now I am explaining. Okay. So let us define these two functions. Void complex get data, within which I am writing sorry, within which I am writing C out, enter real part, C in, real, C out, enter imaginary part, C in, IMG, then don't write, huh? Please don't write, hold. I've kept one function pending, that's all. Similarly, what I need to have is void complex put data. What I should write in put data? C out. How we generally write in the form? How we write complex number? A plus IB, 5 plus 4B. Sorry. 4 plus, sorry, 5 plus 4I or I4. Okay, this is your representation. So can I write real plus imaginary I? Is it fine? Perfect. See the form. Real plus imaginary I. Is it fine? Okay, perfect. So now two functions are defined. What is left out? Add. Now what I am doing over here is, just understand, void add complex. Okay, so for our understanding, I am writing void add complex numbers. What is the logic for adding complex numbers? How we can add complex numbers? Real plus real, imaginary plus imaginary. Simple. Okay, but I need to write it outside. But when I say I am having two complex numbers, then and only then I can do. So I need to pass these two complex numbers as an argument to this function. Yes or no? So let's say complex, comma, complex. And over here, what I am writing, void complex, add complex, and two arguments are there, complex C1, complex C2, because I want to add them. Answer I'll be storing in C3. Yes or no? Online people, is it fine?
Yes,
or
sir.
no? What should I write over here? First of all, what I need to add? Can I say C1 dot real plus C2 dot real? Is it fine? C1 dot imaginary plus C1 dot imaginary. सर डाउट चल रहा है, लेकिन ये ऐड करके स्टोर कहां पे करेंगे? कहीं पे स्टोर तो होना चाहिए ना. It needs to get stored. Means C3. I should have C3. No, I don't want C3 over here. Hold over here. Hold at this point. Let me write void main so it will be more clear to you. Void main. That's why I asked you not to write. Void main. Complex C1 comma C2. C1 dot get data. C2 dot get data. Is it fine? Yeah. Sorry. અહીંયા સુધી main બરાબર છે. Now complex C3 Still you will be confused, huh? Just hold, just hold. I have not completed my function even, I have not completed my void main even. Can I call like this? Is it correct? अगर यहाँ पे सही आंसर नहीं दिया तो उसका मतलब ये हुआ कि यू आर नॉट स्टिल थरो विद द कंसेप्ट. What is this add complex? Of which class can I call without using object of the class? So I need to have object. Can I write C3 dot add complex? Yes or no? Yes or no? Now you tell me, is it correct? No, sir. Chalo, forget it. When I write C1 dot get data, you are confused, I know, and you should be confused. When I write C1 dot get data, can I say we are calling this function? And we are calling this function, that means this real is of which object? Why? We are calling C1 dot get data, so this real without writing any object name means real belongs to C1. Do you agree? Yes, yes, yes. हाँ, C1 dot get data call થાય તો હું અહીંયા જમ્પ મારીશ આ જગ્યાએ. આ જગ્યાએ જમ્પ મારું તો એમાં મેં અહીંયા રિયલ લખ્યું છે. તો આ રિયલ કોનું? 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 તમે જ બોલ્યા. મેં અહીંયા લખ્યું C3 dot add complex. અને હું in this add complex function I am writing real. તો આ real કોનું? Abdel is not confused somewhere. I have not written any object name, so this real belongs to C3. Why C3? Because add complex was being called using C3 object. So this real is of C3. Similarly, this IMG is of C3. કોનાથી ફંક્શન ક્યા ઓબ્જેક્ટ થી ફંક્શન કોલ થયું છે એનો ઈ મેમ્બર હોય. સિમ્પલ. તો તમારું કામ પતી ગયું. યોર પ્રોગ્રામ ઇઝ ઓવર. ના ન લખાય. એડ કોને કરવા છે તમારે? whom you want to add? You want to add these two complex numbers. हाँ तो पैरामीटर में ज कहूं છું complex numbers જે છે તે તમારે કેવા જ પડશે ને. આ C1. हाँ 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 ત્યાં ચાલે ત્યાં ચાલે. हाँ 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 understood understood understood. What you are saying કે સર અહીંયા x લખી નાખીએ અને અહીંયા y લખી નાખીએ તો પછી અહીંયા શું લખવું પડે? हाँ हाँ તો પછી हाँ yes you are correct you are correct. Then you need to write over here x dot real x dot imaginary. Same way over here for C2 you need to write y and over here is y. So correct correct you can do that. That is fine. Is it fine everyone? Should I move further? Now you have to tell me, can I write C3 dot put data? નથી સમજાણું મને ખબર છે નથી સમજાણું. You are not clear at all. C1 dot put data, C2 dot put data. See the output now. We are starting from void main. C1 dot get data means get data function will be called, but get data for which object? Get data for which object? C1. So this real we are entering it for C1. C1. So let's say I enter 5. Just a minute. Huh? Okay. It is asking for entering real number for C1. Let's say I enter 5. Now asking for imaginary for which object? Let's say I enter 7. Now where I would be moving back? Void main. C2 dot get data. Again get data will be called, but get data for which object? C2. So this real will be for which object? C2. So now I am entering, let's say 10. Now imaginary for which object? C2. Let's say I enter 5. Okay. Now I am moving for complex C3 is created. C3 dot add complex means what? Means can I say add complex function will be called, and in this function we have passed the objects. Can you see this? C1 is an object, C2 is an object. We are passing this object as an argument to the function. So now I will be jumping over here. બરાબર. ભલે ને તો અહીંયા x માં આવી જશે. C1 will be now copied to x, C2 will be copied to y. Okay, now what will happen? Real equals to x dot real plus y dot real. Now x is our C1, y is our C2. So C1 dot real plus C2 dot real will be copied to real. But real of which object? A real કોનું છે? P object. Is it fine? Okay, so real added, imaginary added, returning back. Now I am saying C1 dot put data means what? C1 dot put data means this real and imaginary for C1. Is it fine? Same way for C2. Same way for C3. Now C3 real came from where? After added. We have already got it. See the output. 5 plus 7i, 10 plus 5i, addition, 15 plus 12i. Did you get the concept now? What was the concept? Passing object as an argument to the function. See, we have passed object as an argument to the function. And as they were passed over here, see, as they were passed over here means આખું એક પેકેટ ગયું હતું. X આખો object ગયો હતો. તો એ object ના બધા members છે એની ભેગા વયા ગયા. મારે individually separately ના મોકલવા પડ્યા. I was not supposed to pass real or imaginary separately. As a collective object it went as an argument. So can I say I can pass more arguments using objects? So X was containing real, X was containing imaginary also. Fine. So this is the one more benefit. We can send a complete packet. આખું ના જેવું થયું, મેં કોઈકને એક આખું બોક્સ આપી દીધું કે ભાઈ તારે જે જોતું હોય લઈ લે આમાંથી. એમ કે મને આ વસ્તુ આપો ને આ વસ્તુ આપો, ના એમ નહીં, અલા બોક્સ આખું લેતો જાય. તારે જે જોતું હોય એ તું લઈ લે. Is it fine? Any doubts to this? Please write down the example. નહીં પેરામીટર તો આપણે લખીએ ને ફંક્શનમાં. ફંક્શનમાં અહીંયા પેરામીટર તો લખવા ન પડે. ઈ તો આને કોલ કરાવવા માટે યુઝ કરીએ છીએ because it is a member of the class. તો એડ કોમ્પ્લેક્સ આ ક્લાસનો મેમ્બર છે. ક્લાસના કોઈ પણ બી મેમ્બરને કોલ કરવા માટે ઓબ્જેક્ટ જોઈએ ને. તો એટલા માટે C3 ડોટ હા તો એ એઝ એન આર્ગ્યુમેન્ટ પાસ કર્યા મોકલા. આપણે કેમ ફેક્ટોરિયલ ફંક્શન હોય તેમાં કેમ ઇન્ટીજર n પાસ કરીએ તો એમ ઇન્ટીજર n ની જગ્યાએ મેં આખો ઓબ્જેક્ટ કોમ્પ્લેક્સ C1 પાસ કર્યો. જો સિમ્પલ એક જ મિનિટ. what if I write void or if I write integer factorial and in the bracket I pass integer n. What is the meaning of this? We are passing n as an argument to the function. N is an argument to the function whose type is same way I am passing two arguments C1 and C2, but what is the type of C1 and C2? Complex. We are passing this C1 as a normal value का कोई variable છે. આ તો class એક data type છે. Class is a user defined data type. જેમ integer is a one data type, same way class is also a data type. So C1 is of type complex, which is a class. Fine. Please write down the program. This is what I wanted to say. You will not be able to understand until and unless you practice the program. Now see, real object-oriented programming has started. Where real object-oriented, હવે તમારું બધું આમ જ programs બનશે. હું એમ કહું addition કરો, subtraction કરો, so these are the operations. હું એમ કહું if I ask you to perform matrix addition, then you need to create a class of matrix. And the matrix now object pass કરી દો and you will perform addition of two matrices. Declaration માં ડેટા નું બહુ ચાલશે. Declaration જ્યાં declaration કરતા હોય ને ત્યાં તમારે વેરિયેબલ ના નામ ભેગા તો ચાલશે, લખશો તો ચાલશે અને સેટ નહીં હોય તો ચાલશે. These are termed as formal arguments. Formal arguments are anything, it is fine. ચલો કન્ફ્યુઝન ના રહે એટલે કાઢી નાખ. તો હવે કોઈ પણ બી પ્રોગ્રામ હોય ને in any of the C++ program of class and objects, always write down two default methods: get data, put data. Any of the program, whether they ask it or whether do not ask it, just simply mention get data, put data. Get data means get the data from user. Put data means display it. That's it. Online people, please put your attendance in the chat box. Today we stop here. Thank you, all of you. સર આના કરતા સિમ્પલ આપણે સી માં બે કોમ્પ્લેક્સ નંબરની વેલ્યુ લઈ લઈએ અને એડ કરીને પતાવી દે કેટલું ઈઝી થઈ જાય બરાબર છે ને આવડો મોટો તમે પ્રોગ્રામ લખ્યો બરાબર છે બટ અત્યારે નહીં સમજાય યુ વિલ નોટ અન્ડરસ્ટેન્ડ એટ ધીસ પોઈન્ટ because when we are having large programs a program of size say let's say 1000 lines બરાબર છે at that time some modification addition deletion કરવાનું થાય પ્રોગ્રામમાં so it is very difficult if it would be in a procedural program object based હોય તો મને ખબર પડે કોઈ એમ કે ભાઈ સર પ્લીઝ ચેન્જ ઇટ ઇન ધ ફંક્શન ઓફ કોમ્પ્લેક્સ એડ કોમ્પ્લેક્સ તો ખાલી મારે એડ કોમ્પ્લેક્સ નું જ જોવાનું થાય બીજું કાંઈ આઈ ડી નોટ ટુ ટચ ઓલામાં તો ખબર ન પડે કોની ક્યાં ડિપેન્ડન્સી છે હું એકને ચેન્જ કરવા જાત બીજું ચેન્જ થઈ જાય તો that is the benefit of OOP અત્યારે બહુ નાનું લાગે છે તમને બટ ઇન રિયલ ટાઈમ સિનારિયો આ એક જ ક્લાસ ના હોય ફાઇલમાં વી કેન હેવ મલ્ટિપલ ક્લાસીસ એક પ્રોગ્રામમાં એક પ્રોજેક્ટમાં ઇટ કેન બી થાઉઝન્ડ્સ ઓફ ક્લાસીસ તો એવો કોઈ પ્રોજેક્ટ હોય તો ઇટ કેન બી થાઉઝન્ડ્સ ઓફ ક્લાસીસ જેમાં મલ્ટિપલ લોકો કામ કરતા હોય તો એકચ્યુઅલી આ જે આપણે ઓપી ભણીએ છીએ ડેવલપમેન્ટ પર્પઝ શીખીએ છીએ આઉટપુટ તો બધા કેસમાં એડિશનમાં જેમ લાવવું એમ જ આવશે ને આપણે ધેટ ઇઝ ધ થિંગ ફાઇન સો ટુડે વી સ્ટોપ હિયર થેન્ક યુ ઓલ ઓફ યુ सिक्स है चेक कर ले जो હું ક્લાસમાં છું મોબાઈલ પર થોડીક વાર તો શાંતિ રાખો 21